first thing you want to do is you want to identify your outcomes. We've talked about that. Then you want to ask, what is the most effective way for me to get data about this? What do I want to find out about now, and how can I get it most effectively? You don't have to assess, you can't assess everything at once. So you need to ask, what do I want to know about now? What's most important for me to know about now, and how can I get it most effectively?
With student learning outcomes, we have something that we're looking to measure, and then it's a matter of finding a tool or a set of tools that can give you some meaningful information about whether or not and to what extent the outcome's been reached. And so there are as many different ways to gather that evidence as there are courses and course outcomes. So I think the key is to find what is, for any particular outcome, a meaningful way to know whether the outcome's been reached. And so it may be a quiz, it may be 2 questions on a quiz, it could be 10 questions on a test, it could be a performance by the student, like a speech or a debate between students, could be ways in which a faculty member could gather evidence about the extent to which the student has displayed this outcome.
You want to use evidence that's often what's called embedded evidence. It's done in part of the regular course. If I want to find out how well students can write in a business writing course, I can draw on the writing they've done during the semester and see how they've done across all my students. So if all my students in the business writing class are a little weaker in proofreading than I'd like, or maybe 1/3 weaker in proofreading, then I know that. People can use their tests. If you're using tests as a way of measuring students, you may have some key questions that are tied to your outcomes, and you may want to look and see how students do that across that test. Plastics is a program that does pre and post testing for the whole program, but you can do that for a course as well. The assessment should let us figure out how we want to change our teaching, either at the program level, might be changing curriculum at the program level, or identifying something that needs more intensive covering in courses. But in a class level, deciding what we may want to spend more time on, or what we may want to think is not worth spending time on. If students are only 1% of students are getting, or let's say 10% of the students are getting something, you have to evaluate how important is it? How much time do I want to spend on it? Maybe I'd be better strengthening some other area and recognize that's really hard for students to get. The key purpose of this is to give us ways to figure out where we can improve what we're doing.
The federal government authorizes these accrediting bodies to confer accreditation, which then signals to the federal government that that institution, Ferris State University, is eligible for federal funding.